So, everybody, welcome back to my channel. Listen, man. So this situation has been going viral over the week now, and it happened at the BAFTAs Awards, and that is British Academy Film Award show. And at the award show, man, you know what I'm saying? These two big time actors, you know what I'm saying, male actors, as in Michael B. Jordan and Delroy Lindo, they was in a movie, man, called Sinners. And we already know, man, if you've seen the movie, it's a dope, pretty good movie. You know what I'm saying? Directed by Ryan Coogler. You know what I'm saying? He's a good director. Directed a lot of movies, especially Black Panther, one of my favorite movies. And Michael B. Jordan and Delroy was presenting the award or whatever, and someone yelled the N-word. And the crazy thing is, it wasn't really a normal person. You know what I'm saying? It was a person that has Tourette's. And me, I don't know too much about Tourette's, but I seen when I was a little younger on the Lifetime TV show that they used to come out with these shows of people having disabilities and stuff like that. And I did seen it before that, it was a full hour TV show about someone living a life of someone having Tourette's. So I knew about it, but I didn't know too much about it. So this guy who has Tourette's at the award show ended up saying the N-word, which is crazy. And the thing about this show was the show was pre-taped, you know what I'm saying? And they didn't edit that part out, and they added some other stuff out. I think another a presenter or someone who won an award said Free Palestine. They edited that out, but they didn't edit this part here out. And it's a little uproar about this situation with a lot of people, man, which is crazy. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to read this TMZ article, then I'm going to react to a video of someone really talking about it, and someone who also living with Tourette's and kind of explaining how that can happen, that the N word or whatever, any word might come out that person mouth who has Tourette's. But let's get into it, man. So we got TMZ article right here, and it says Michael B. Jordan and Delroy Lindo, Tourette's activist shouts N word during BAFTA's telecast. So it says, during Black History Month, Tourette's syndrome activist John Davidson was heard shouting the N-word during Michael B. Jordan and Delroy Lindo's presentation at the BAFTA's Award on Sunday. Michael and Delroy's professionalism kept the show going without too much of a hiccup. The two just calmly continued presenting the award for Best Visual Effects to Avatar, Fire, and Ash. But we're guessing the mood in the room was pretty dour after the shocking outburst because host Alan Cumming issued an apology. He said Tourette's syndrome is a disability and the tics you've heard tonight are involuntary, which means a person who has Tourette's syndrome has no control over their language. We apologize if you were offended tonight. So this right here is the guy that said the N-word. Davidson, who was diagnosed with Tourette's syndrome at 25, is the inspiration for the BAFTA nominated movie I Swear. He made a number of outbursts throughout the ceremony, including "Shut the F up" at the BAFTA chair, Sarah Put, and "F you" when the directors of Arco won the Best Children's and Family Film. But the end bomb is when Davidson reportedly put his own self in timeout. According to Variety, Davidson left the ceremony of his own volition after using the slur. So this guy right here is the one that said it, and let's play the reaction of what really happened.
Delroy and I are delighted to be presenting the first BAFTA of the night for a vital part of movie making.
We're here to celebrate.
So that was the part where the TMZ blurted it out, but that's the part when the guy said the N-word. Let's play one more time. When they heard it, and their reaction was very calm. You know what I'm saying?
Vital part of movie making.
Right there. That's when he said it, and this is their reaction. Calm, collective professionalism. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what? We heard it, but we on televised, and millions of people, it's gonna watch us. So that's play it cool. You know what I'm saying? And they're Black as well, and they already heard the N-word before as well. You know what I'm saying? But just coming out like that on a big platform like that right there, a big award show, it's crazy.
We're here to celebrate.
Wild situation, man. Very, very wild, man. But let's play this reaction from this guy who made a whole video about the whole situation. He's pretty good. He got a good channel. I do like watching his channel, man. It's called Antonio Talks.
almost 3 months into this new year of 2026, and a lot has already transpired. Yesterday was the 79th anniversary of the British Academy Film Awards. At this ceremony, 2 black actors, they spoke, Delroy Lindo and Michael B. Jordan from the film Sinners. Now, while they were talking, I want you all to listen very closely, okay?
Delroy and I are delighted to be presenting the first BAFTA of the night for a vital part of movie making.
We're here to celebrate the.
So while speaking, they were called N-word, B-word. On Black History Month, 2 black actors. Now here's the kicker, y'all. The person who said it, he has a disability. He got Tourette syndrome.
The man who called Michael B. Jordan the N-word today said this.
Sometimes my text will shout the N-word, you know.
That can get you in trouble.
People misunderstand that and they see it as being racist. And that's one thing I ain't racist. One
you just can't control what's coming out of your...
can't control what is supposed to not be said.
It's very hard, because if you're standing out there and you shout out the N-word or the B-word, and someone's walking past, they're going to think you're just being rude or racist. Can it be triggered?
Triggers are a massive thing for Tourette's, being in a social space like this. Things like certain noises outside can trigger tics. Someone walking along the street that's maybe a bit overweight, and I'm like,
Someone said, so we're overlooking disabilities now?
So in that instance right there, now I don't know if that video right there he's reacting to was after the award show or before the award. I think that was before the award show. So he already knew, he already been saying the N-word before. You know what I'm saying? So it's like he already know he can tick like that and he can say the N-word before. And he probably already said it before. You know what I'm saying? So I'm kind of confused in that situation right there. You know what I mean? Once again, I don't know too much about Tourette, so I'm just kind of going with the flow and learning as I go. You know what I'm saying? Just what happens. So I'm learning like everybody else on the fly.
Got it. It's like people learning about Tourette's for the first time ever. Give the man a break. Everyone's just making excuses for him. No accountability at all. He was able to speak right there, but he didn't apologize. He was just saying, okay, I have a disability. Okay, like, we understand that, but can you apologize? What are the odds of when 2 black people are up there, you just do that on accident? That is crazy to me. The way that they film these awards, it's broadcasted like later. It's not live. They didn't edit that out. Better yet, I bet you if someone would have made anti-Semitic remarks, it would have got cut out. But you know, these people do not respect black people. There's no repercussions. That's why trends like black fatigue was so big. Everybody can come together and talk down on black people. Nobody cares. They don't respect us. We the universal punching bag. It's like, oh, you do something to black people, cool.
And this was obviously very important for Tourette syndrome as well. Tonight, John Davidson was there, and in the broadcast, you could hear him shouting quite a lot, and some words that people will have found offensive. But what would you say about that?
Well, first of all, they're ticks. He's ticking, and we have to understand that the way we perceive Tourette's is a joint responsibility. You know, it's not shouting obscenities. It's not being abusive. It is Tourette's and they're ticks. And so if it can lead to a deeper understanding of Tourette's syndrome and what ticks actually are, then I think if our movie is a part of that conversation, then that's a really incredible thing.
Once again, just no type of accountability. I hope that Michael B. Jordan, Delroy Lindo, they never go back to those awards. Okay, don't go back there. Any black actors, especially my black American actors, do not go back over there.
Hannah Beachler, who's the production designer on Sinners, who was at the BAFTAs tonight, has confirmed that the incident regarding the slur with John Davidson was not the only occurrence. She posted this thread onto Twitter. I keep trying to write about what happened at the BAFTAs and I can't find the words. The situation is almost impossible, but it happened 3 times that night. And one of the 3 times was directed at myself on the way to dinner after the show. And a 3rd time at a black woman. I understand and deeply know why this is an impossible situation. I know we must handle this with grace and continue to push through. But what made the situation worse was the throwaway apology of if you were offended at the end of the show. Of course we're offended, but our frequency and our spiritual vibration is tuned to a higher level than what happened. I am not steel. This did not bounce off me, but I exist above it. It can't take away from who I am as an artist. I genuinely hate this for the entire Sinners team. The fact that they were subjected to this on and off camera is just abhorrent, and the BAFTAs need to post a public apology, as well as John Davidson, because you have half of the internet and damn near the whole country of Europe, because you have half the internet and damn near the whole UK calling black people ableist for not being okay with racism. The fact that this happened multiple times to the black people of this film is not okay. And I don't want to hear any
You know, that situation is wild because, you know, as a black person, I don't want to say I became numb to racism, but it's like things in society now, especially our president and all the people that comes out who out the closet become we all had a feeling we never knew was racist, and now they just happen to be racist at this moment in time, you know what I'm saying, which is crazy. But then again, it's like, you know what, I'm glad these people coming out, and we already know who these people is, we know how to deal with you know what I'm saying. But what I'm really saying is that I'm not too surprised when a person comes out and be racist or whatever, and I'm not surprised that most white people come out and say, why are you offended by this? It just a disability. You shouldn't be offended and stuff like that. They don't really know the deep meaning of what racism really is. You know what I'm saying? And how really it does affect black people at that. You know what I mean? Especially at this moment in time that the award show didn't really come out and really apologize to those two guys at the award show. And now we have this woman right here who was offended as well, which is crazy. And most people, white people at that or whatever, like, why she got offended? It's okay. It's just a word. Like, really? Crazy situation, man.
Excuses. It's just crazy though. I really believe that the power of hate is very strong. I hear countless stories of, you know, black caretakers, and they're watching over these white elderly patients. They're like 80, 90 years old with bad dementia, can't remember their kids, their husbands, their wives, all types of things, right? But you know what they do remember? Their hatred for black people.
I'm a travel CNA, so I go to different facilities and work. And I remember I was working at one facility, right? And I was helping out this lady. And afterwards, I went back to the nurse's station to chill. And maybe like 15, 20 minutes later, she had came out of her room, came up to the nurse's station, and was showing off some drawings she drew on her arm to the nurse. And I had peeped over. Y'all, tell me why this lady had swastikas, KKK, and love written all up and down her arm. Miss Ma'am, why? Had I known that's how you really felt, probably would have left that shit in your diaper all night.
You can't tell me racism is
Wow, that's crazy. I'm not lying because that is your job, you know what I'm saying? And as a healthcare workers myself, we gotta like get past of, you know what I'm saying, racism and stuff like that. Somebody's a racist or whatever, because like I said, I work in healthcare as well. And I done met some racist people, you know what I'm saying? But it's my job, my duty to let that bypass and try to get this person help or whatever they might need. They might be sick or whatever, you know what I mean? Because their health is it's more important than them being me knowing they're racist towards me or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Because I signed a duty on to help this person.
isn't that deep, because why when they start losing all their memories, they remember that they hate black people.
Yeah, I worked at a nursing home at a dementia unit. I had a few racist incidents, but these are the two that really stuck with me. I was feeding this old lady at the table, and she was singing a nursery rhyme or whatever, and then she looked over at me and said, I said, what you say? She said, you know, went back to her dementia state or whatever. But I said, y'all remember that y'all racist, but y'all can't remember your damn daughter name. Y'all can't remember how to do basic functions, but y'all remember racism. That shit is way too deep for me. That's how it's giving a curse. It's giving curse to me. Like, it's giving a curse that was placed, right? And I don't really want to get that much power to it, but this is just my theory. And this other lady, she was like, yeah, I used to play with colored people all the time when I was younger, blah, blah, blah. I said, yeah, we really don't say colored anymore. We just say black people. She said, oh, I used to play with black people all the time. So, you know, I feel like they have a little inkling sometimes. They, like, come back or whatever. But she was saying colored people. She remembers black people from her childhood, because that's what they really revert back to. And then they come back out of it sometimes and remember their kids, their moms, their dads, or whatever. But I'm saying, like, that shit is so spiritual to me. Like, these people are really out here to get our goddamn energy. You can't tell me no goddamn different, bro.
But we gonna end this video off right here. And I just want to say this to everybody watching. I will continue to talk about racism. I will always continue to buck against white supremacy. And none of you niggas will ever make me feel bad for doing it. If I can get the amount of people in my comments that tell me, oh, bro, you're race obsessed. Oh, all you do is talk about racism. All you talk about is black and white. I always will. Everything is rooted in race. White folks made up the concept of race. And in 2026, bro, especially like younger black people, Gen Z, it's too many of these niggas that's just buck broken, in my opinion. They be letting their white friends say the N-word. They don't say shit against racism, bro. I'm trying to break that. Reason I started these channels is because of all of the anti-blackness I was seeing online. And in response to that, I was searching for other black people that talked out against it, and I didn't find that many. The ones that I did find, shit, they weren't that big. So now I have a platform, and now I'm gonna always do it. And I hopefully can inspire other black people to talk out about it. The disrespect of black people, black Americans, anything black is just global and worldwide. We have to stop allowing this disrespect. Stop spending money with these folks. Stop kicking it with these folks. Stop letting them think you one of the good ones. But yeah, man, let me chill out before I get
All right, man. I do appreciate your video, man. Once again, man, his video is Antonio Talks, and give him a like. Good reaction video. But nah, he's absolutely right, man. There are a lot of black folks that I see be hanging around white people that be saying the N-word. And don't get me wrong, listen, I got white friends. I dated outside my race and dated many white women at that. But you know what I do? I don't say the N-word around them. You know what I mean? Because if I'm not comfortable you saying it, I'm not gonna say it around you. And yes, I listen to rap music and all that type of stuff, but I don't be just saying the N-word all the time like I'm some ghetto ass person. You know what I'm saying? That is in my culture. You know what I'm saying? That is how we was raised. And yes, I'm used to saying it and hearing it and stuff like that, but I'm not saying it around my coworkers, girls I date or whatever. Just I'm not trying to offend you, and I don't want you to definitely offend me. You know what I'm saying? And I made a video about that as well, about the N-word in one of my videos. Make sure y'all check it out. But he do definitely absolutely right about this whole situation, man. But there's another video about a woman who has Tourette's, and she kind of explains it more about the whole situation of John Davidson, who said the N-word.
Ignore how I look right now. Critical attention. I am not feeling too great. However, there is something I have been asked to talk about, and that is going to be the BAFTA situation. I have been seeing a bunch of outrage about it, people saying, oh, well, why would that even be in his vocabulary? He did that on purpose and all of this stuff, and that racism is to excuse. A very sad day for the Tourette syndrome community, especially for the ones that have coprolalia, because when you come online and you see thousands of people hating on your condition, specifically coprolalia, because that's something that is already very embarrassing for all of us. I'm not going to say that people can't be offended by the fact that somebody said the N-word as a tick. However, it's not something that somebody can control. It's not something that somebody wants to say. And I've been seeing a lot of people be like, well, he said it like when the crowd went silent. That is most likely when a tick is going to happen, when you're in public, when you're in complete silence, or when you're trying not to say or do something. We must understand what coprolalia is. Coprolalia causes involuntary swearing and inappropriate tics. This can include the N-word, slurs, etc. I am a black person, and even I have the N-word tick and slurs as tics. This is something I don't see many talk about because of situations like this. Is it a disappointing thing? Shut up! That it happened in public in front of that entire crowd, specifically to Michael B. Jordan and the other presenter. I'm so sorry, I do not know his name. I wish I did, but no disrespect to him. I just am not too aware. Yes, it is a very unfortunate situation. Seeing so many people say that they would invoke violence against people with coprolalia if they can't control their tics. That's ableism. It's a fucked up thing that this happens, yes, but it's something that we can't control. Aggression in the brain being triggered. Shut up. And ultimately causing inappropriate tics. Michael B. Jordan and the other presenter have the right to be upset, especially if they were not aware. However, we need to understand and educate ourselves. And on my videos, I constantly see people saying, oh my god, it's so funny. If I had cursing tics, I would be laughing all the time. But when people actually have cursing tics, then it's offensive and they're a bad person and this and that, the third. We need to do better. We need to educate ourselves better. This is not me saying that people don't have the right to be offended. However, you can't be offended when a disabled person is disabled. I might make a part 2 to this. There's a lot that
Now, listen, that's a person that who's Tourette syndrome. And I also want to bring awareness to that situation as well. And like I said, I don't know no one personally who have that, but I've seen it before when I was younger. I seen a TV show on Lifetime that it was this person living with Tourette syndrome. You know what I mean? But after I saw that, I never went on the internet or whatever and really dissect and really learn it. I just saw it because I was young and I never seen nobody had no type of disability like that before. So seeing that TV show was inspiration and also a little understanding and surprising as well, because I was young when I saw it. And now as I got older, I understand Tourette syndrome, but I don't understand, if you get what I'm saying. Like I've seen it before, so it's no surprise. I've seen how they act and some of the stuff that they do say, but him saying the N-word at the award show was kind of surprising. And like she said, Michael B. Jordan and Delroy Lindo, if they're upset about it, it's no surprise, and they should be upset. You know what I'm saying? And do I know if this guy who said the N-word, is he racist? I'm not sure. You know what I'm saying? Do I know if he isn't? I'm not sure. You know what I'm saying? So the whole situation is wild and it's sad as well. You know, and the whole blame shouldn't go on that guy for saying it. It should go on the award show people too, because like I say, this show was pre-taped. So they could have edited that whole situation, not the whole situation, but they could have really bleeped that out or edit that out. You know what I'm saying? Because someone at that award show also said free Palestine. You know, especially what's going on overseas and stuff like that. They edited that part out. So why they couldn't edit that out? I'm not sure, man. It may be a bigger situation that we all don't know. You know what I'm saying? But as a black person, I definitely understand why black people are kind of upset about this whole situation. And also, I don't want people to be like, oh, black people shouldn't be offended or they get offended so easy. No, man, it's not that. Crazy situation, man. But listen, tell me what y'all think about this whole situation, yo. Don't forget to like and subscribe, man. I appreciate y'all tuning in. Thank you so much. Have a good one.